All right, we're back. Sorry.
Okay. So we continued. We didn't know that the phone had shut off, and we were in the middle of the ashtakam. So we're going to go back to Ananta Koti Vishnu Loka Namra Padma Jagchite. Ananta Koti Vishnu Loka Namra Padma Jagchite Himadri Jaburo Maja Virinja Javarakane Apara Siddhi Riddhi Deva Sarpanam Munina Kendra Karisha Srihamam Kripanatakshabhajana Maheshwari Krishwari Swaheshwari Sureshwari Viveka Bharatishwari Pramana Shashaneshwari Rameshwari Shameshwari Pramodakaroneshwari Brajeshwari Brajadhipe Shiradhipe Namostute Nittimammadbhutam Sadam Nishamya Bhanunandini Karotu Sampatam Janam Kripadakakshabhajana Bhavetadaiva Sanjitati Upakarmanashadam Bhavetadabrayindrasu Mangalagrameshana Tadakaresha Srihana Kripanatakshabhajana Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Radhe Krishna Shri Radha Vinu Bihari Ki Jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Premanande Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Guru Guruvarga ki jai, Pati Pavan Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai, Prem Purushottam Shachinandan Gaur Hari ki jai, Shri Radha Vino Bihari ki jai, Shri Radha Raman Sarkar ki jai, Giriraj Maharaj ki jai, Hari Naam Sankirtan ki jai, Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Jai Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Just keep watch. It goes out, okay?
Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha Ajnanatimirandhasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Vishnupadaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Nityanamine Nama Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityanamine Mancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitan Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Nandayate Girim Yatkripatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam. First of all, I offer my Dandavat Pranam thousands of times in the dust of the lotus feet of our beloved Gurudev, Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad, Astottara Shri Srimad, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. And the same unto the lotus feet dust of Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad, Astottara Shri Srimad, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, to all of our Rupanuga Gauriya Guru Varga, and to all Vaishnavas, past, present, and future, and all of those who are present with us on Facebook Live. My Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam.
So we're going to continue with Going Beyond Vaikuntha. This is the Bhav Anuvad, the commentary on Sri Brihad Bhagavatamrita of Sanatan Goswami by our Gurudev. So before beginning, we will offer the prayer to Sanatan Goswami by Sri Raghunath Das Goswami. Vairaga Juga Bhakti Rasam Prayatna Apayana Mam Anubhikshamandam Kripam Gudiriya Paradukaduki Sanatanastam Prabhum Ashrayami. Praying in the dust of their lotus feet that may they manifest even a particle of their moods which are present within these pages into our hearts. So yesterday, interestingly enough, we ended speaking about prasad. So I said that we'd have to start off speaking about prasad. That doesn't mean that we should all go now to the refrigerator. So Gop Kumar, on the advice of that Brahmin, had went to the king of Kerala in South India, who was worshipping the deity of Padmanabha, four-armed form, with great opulence. And he was also feeding and serving all Vaishnavas and providing all conveniences to them. So he became attracted to that worship. Seeing that mood of opulence and that seva, he became attracted to that and also desired within his heart to do that kind of service. It so happened that that king passed away. There was no heir, there was no king to replace him, but all of the Jyotishis, the astrologers, they noticed that there was someone in that kingdom who possessed the qualification to rule. They found this Gopkumar. They saw on his hands that he had the lines of a king, and so they made him king, and he continued with that service. Whenever the deity's prasad was touched by a person from a lower caste, no one would eat it. So he noticed this. People would accept or reject the prasad on the basis of whether it was cooked or uncooked, and I was very unhappy to see all of this. The prasad of the deity is spiritual, and there should be no such considerations. Therefore, I began to feel indifferent toward that place. According to Shastra, Mahaprasade Govinde. Mahaprasad is non-different from Krishna himself. If we have an understanding of what Mahaprasad really is, and the process by which Mahaprasad makes its way to us, instead of looking at it like food, or even becoming greedy just to eat it for my own sense gratification, a beautiful meditation will be present while honoring Mahaprasad. And we will never see that it is impure. If we can look at the Ganga and say, Gangam Vasam Nakula Budbudapena Pankaj, that it is completely transcendental, without any fault, even with the presence of mud and foam and anything else that might be in it, still Ganga does not lose her transcendental quality. In the same way, the Mahaprasad of the Lord, in the form of foodstuffs, is always transcendental. Of course, according to our level of faith in that Mahaprasad, it will affect us accordingly because it is non-different from Krishna. How we approach Krishna, he reciprocates accordingly. So if we look at the Mahaprasad and we think, oh, that's too sweet, that's too rich, that's too spicy, it's going to make me sick, we have approached Krishna with, just like Nam Aparad, with material qualities. And so he is going to reciprocate toward us in that way. Does that make sense? In the same way that we approach Harinam with Nam Aparad, means our heart full of desire for Kanaka, material wealth, Kamani, material sense gratification, and Pratishta, desire for name, fame, position, prestige. Then Harinam will reciprocate accordingly. So if we're approaching Mahaprasad with mundane consciousness, something will be there, just like with Harinam. We'll get some benefit, but we will also receive the reciprocation from Krishna as he promises in Bhagavad Gita. As you approach me, I reciprocate accordingly. If we're approaching Mahaprasad with the desire to enjoy Mahaprasad, then we're not approaching Mahaprasad in the correct way. Because Krishna is not to be enjoyed by us. We are to be enjoyed by Krishna. That's why it is said, Prasad Seva, serving Mahaprasad. Our Gurudev Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaja, he said, I have never eaten anything. I serve Mahaprasad. What a concept. In the bhajan, Bhaja Bhakata Vatsala Shri Gaura Hari Shohi Goshta Vihari Nanda Yashamati Chitta Hari. You see the progression. It's the Bhoga Arti song. There's a progression. Every day Srimati Radhika goes from Yavat, which is her in-law's house, to Nandagaon to cook for Krishna. And there, with 100 stoves burning all at the same time in the intense heat, she is preparing so many wonderful dishes for Krishna's pleasure, for his happiness. She was given a special benediction by Durvasa Muni that whoever she cooks for, that person will have wonderful health and a long life. And Mother Yashoda and Nanda Baba were the king and queen of Vrindavan. Long story short, somehow Mother Yashoda arranged that Srimati Radhika would cook every day for Krishna. This is to Krishna's greatest happiness. So she was there, she's there every day, and she's cooking for Krishna along with her friends, her gopi friends, her sakhis. They're cooking for Krishna. And then that goes to Krishna. When Krishna tastes what she has made, when she's cooking, she's putting all of her moods of love and affection into that cooking as an offering to Krishna. All of the moods of her heart, all of her love and affection, she's transmitting to Krishna through the food. That's why our acharyas warn us. Be careful where you eat from. Consciousness is transmitted through food. If you eat from materialists, your mind will become like that of a materialist. If you eat food from that person who's aparadhi, your mind will become like that. We should take Krishna prasadam. But what kind of Krishna prasadam? Who has a mood of love and affection for Krishna when they are offering? Who has a mood of affection for the Vaishnavas when they're offering? Then when we honor that, also that consciousness will come through. So we need to understand if something is also suitable for Krishna. Krishna would not eat the mountains of wonderful feasts prepared by Duryodhana's cooks, but he relished the banana peel that was offered to him in love and affection by Vidurani, because of love and affection. So what to speak of that? Srimati Radhika's love and affection is more than anyone's. She is the personification of Krishna's own Hladini, Shakti, his love potency. So when she is cooking for Krishna, only pure transcendental love of the highest caliber is entering into that cooking. And when Krishna tastes this, he experiences transcendental pleasure and delight.
I have a question.
Yes.
Because some of us have material bodies, and we're either born with it, like sensitivities to certain things, or our bodies can't digest what Krishna can digest. Like, you hear what he eats. If we ate like that every day, which devotees try sometimes to do, we become sick. And then you have to watch what kind of prasad you take, and it's actually, in a way, a service to Krishna so that you can keep your body and soul together. So how do you reconcile when you see prasadam and you go, oh my God, there's so much spice, I'm going to end up in the hospital with a gallbladder attack, or there's so much sugar and I'm a diabetic and I can't honor it, with keeping the body alive and in a service way. Can you answer that?
I'll try my best to answer that question. I'm sure everyone heard it, and then Sudevi might add something to it.
No.
When we were young, in the Govardhan Puja song, there Krishna is telling his father, you can sing it with me please. Dear father, please prepare rice, stall, halava, puris, pakoras, laddu, rasagulas, sandesh, sweet rice.
Oh, sorry.
Understand. So we grew up taking all of that kind of prasadam. Everything rich and everything beautiful and everything tasty and wonderful.
It says the ghee was so much on the rice that it was slipping off the plates.
Did you hear that? We used to be fascinated by that. I'm not so fascinated by the idea anymore, but when I was little, it was fascinating that there was so much ghee on the rice that the rice was like slipping off the plate. So, we all heard Sudevi's question. What has Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered us? This is essential also. He has ordered that one should not eat very lavishly. One should take very simply. No, don't take very fancy foodstuffs in general. In Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, where it is mentioned that those feasts took place, those feasts were not everyday occurrences. What happens to someone who's in material consciousness, still, we're not transcendental and pure, but we're taking all these amazing fanciful foodstuffs for our own enjoyment. Some bhakti sukriti comes, but also the result of taking in the mode of passion. So many diseases may come, so many problems may come in our bodies. So generally, the devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would take very simple prasad. Enough was cooked for Thakurji, Krishna, which was all very fancy. There's a beautiful bhajan, actually Bhaja Bhakata Vatsala Shri Gora Hari there. It states in that bhajan all of the different things. Luchi chini sar puri laddu rasabali bhojana korena Krishna hoye kutuhali. So many wonderful, beautiful preparations are given to Krishna. And at Radharaman Mandir every night, there it's talking about burfi, pera, rasamalai, and everything else. You know, and devotees are like, wow, it sounds amazing. And when you sing the prasadam prayer, it's like Pavlov's dogs. The bell starts ringing and everyone's mouth starts watering when we start singing Sharira Avidyajal. And that's how we are. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Raghunath Das Goswami, don't dress luxuriously and don't take foodstuffs which are too luxurious as well. Means take simple. So for the most part, in any temple, we can cook for Krishna, and then a little bit of that Mahaprasad can be distributed among many people. So instead of 2 Rajbhog, Rasgullas per person, a pinch of each, a pinch of one for 100 people. And then, very simple, rice or dal, chapati, sabji, khichdi, something simple. So that one can maintain their body and soul, but also focus and concentrate on Krishna. So this is not necessarily judging, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on Ekadashi was offered all beautiful preparations of Sri Jagannathji, prasadam. And the rule in Shastra is you cannot reject prasadam when it comes to you, Mahaprasad, you must take it immediately. So how did he respond? How did he show by his own example? He is our Acharya, he is Jagat Guru. He's Krishna, but manifesting in the form of Guru to teach all of us how to develop love and affection for Krishna. So what did he do? He glorified that Mahaprasad all day and all night, doing parikrama of that Mahaprasad, doing kirtan of that Mahaprasad, offering pranam to that Mahaprasad, and then in the next day, Dwadashi day, which is that is the day for us here, then he honored that Mahaprasad grains, or if you want to call it that. It is actually transcendental. Why did he do this? Mahaprasad, whether it's grains or not, does not touch a transcendental personality. But for us, because we are in material consciousness, you can check your own pulse and judge for yourself. I cannot say who is or who is not, but we can check ourselves. Do we like to enjoy eating prasadam? Most of us probably yes. In that case, we're not approaching Mahaprasad with the right mood. We're approaching Mahaprasad with, or Krishna, that I want to enjoy you. And as the result, we don't get the result of pure bhakti, we get other things instead. In the same way we approach Harinam. So Mahaprabhu has given us the instruction, and we should follow the instruction of Mahaprabhu. It is his time. Don't take so luxuriously. So when we're preparing something, we prepare something for Krishna. And when you're in the kitchen, you should think, this is Srimati Radhika's kitchen, and I'm simply the assistant. I'm assisting in that seva. So when Srimati Radhika, I'm going back to my point and I'll come back. Yes. Sudevi is confirming, but also adding the point that we should see that I'm assisting my Gurudev to assist Srimati Radhika. Right? What is the mood that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave us? Gopi Bhattu Padakamalayur Das Das Anudas. So I'm the servant of the servant of the servant. Always first calling out to our Gurudev and seeing that I'm assisting my Gurudev, but my Gurudev is expert at assisting the gopis to serve Sri Radha and Krishna. Nikunja yunorati keli siddhyai yayali bhir yukti rapekshaniya tatrati dakshad ativallavasya Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam. So approaching from that mood, but we don't need to think, I need to cook a lot so that I can also enjoy this. I find that on days that we're fasting, where we don't take grains, still you should cook for Krishna, and you can use grains. But because we aren't taking them, instead of being really selfish and thinking, I'm going to enjoy this afterward, it can have a much more pure mood of service because it's not about my enjoyment. And we don't cook a lot because we can't have it afterwards. So we cook enough to offer Krishna. Now, Krishna can eat a lot or a little, but it depends on the love and affection, as he says in Bhagavad Gita, Patram pushpam palam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhaktupakritam ashnami prayatatmanaha. So if one offers me even a leaf, a flower, fruit, or water, if that's all they have, and they do it with love and affection, then I will accept it. But if we have more than that, and we only offer them the minimum, that's not good. We should give them the best of what we have. This is natural. If you have love and affection for someone, you try to give them the best of what you have. But whatever you give to Krishna, give it with love and affection. So when we enter the kitchen and we're serving, we see that I'm assisting my Gurudeva to assist Srimati Radhika in the kitchen. And her cooking goes to Krishna. He tastes that. And Jashomati Agyape Dhanishta Anito Shri Krishna Prasada Radha Bhunje Hoye Prito. On the signal of Mother Yashoda, she signals to Dhanishta that you should take Krishna's prasad to Srimati Radhika. So that comes back to Srimati Radhika. What has been tasted by Krishna? Adharamrita. The nectar of his lips. What he has tasted. And she tastes that, and all of the moods of his reciprocation of love and affection manifest in her heart. When our Gurudev, when our Guru Parampara are taking prasad, because it says after that, then Radhikari Ganehere Nayaner Kone. So Radhika with all of her associates, they're taking this prasad after her. And they're tasting the love of Radha and Krishna. So it's not something that we sit down and get, yeah, let's have this grub. Or when you're doing kirtan, let's do this gig. It's not like that. Kirtan is an offering of the heart to Krishna for his happiness and pleasure. Mahaprasadam, when we're taking that, Krishna has come in this very amazing form, in the form of a substance which physically nourishes our body, but spiritually nourishes our heart and soul, to awaken love and affection for Krishna. It's quite an amazing way. Krishna, his energy is everywhere, and how he chooses to manifest to us in very direct form, that is his will. So Mahaprasade Govinde. So back to Gopkumar, and I'm going to refer back to Sudevi's question. Sorry, I want to just add the point. When Sri Guru is taking Mahaprasad, serving Mahaprasad, generally you see that they are doing it in a very private place, alone, and with so much honor, with so much respect and regard, and generally away from others, generally. This plate with all of that Mahaprasad is like a rasa sthali. It's the rasa mandal. It is where Krishna is performing his pastimes. And when they are taking that, they are witnessing the pastimes of Krishna, Srimati Radhika. All of these things. That's why Bhaktivedanta Thakur was able to write this bhajan like that. He saw all of these beautiful pastimes, the moods which are transferring through this Mahaprasad, how it goes to Krishna, how it comes back to Sri Radha, how it goes to the gopis, how Krishna is eating with his cowherd boyfriends. All of this is present within that. And they've given us these subjects to meditate upon. When we are chanting that Bhoga Arti song, we can see that, and then we can honor Mahaprasad from a different perspective. So when Sudevi asked that question, it's true. At our level and our state of consciousness, we may not be capable. the other day we were talking about faith. Faith does not mean, and Srila Prabhupada gave this as an example. Now I'm a devotee, so a tiger is in the jungle, let me go and stand in front of that tiger and dare him to attack me. Prabhupada said, no, you don't test faith like this. This is foolishness. Right? You don't jump into a volcano because Krishna is going to protect me. If we're actually on that level, then yes. But if we're not, we'll find a different response. Krishna will be like, you want to be stupid? Go ahead. Have fun. Because you don't have that level of faith yet. If we actually have that level of faith, then like Raghunath Das Goswami, the Jagannath Mahaprasad would come. And after that, they would, whatever was like becoming rotten and old, they would throw out in a certain place. Raghunath Das Goswami decided that he was not going to sit and beg for Mahaprasad. He didn't want to feel like, or even beg. Please, he would look at, how beggars, they're going from person to person looking, please give. But he felt like this is like a prostitute. Which one is going to give me money next? Which one is going to give me my sustenance next? So he decided to take more of the mood of Madhavendra Puri, who never begged from anyone. He only sat and chanted and fully depended on the mercy of Krishna, whatever came to him. So what came to Raghunath Das? The rotten rice that no one else would take. Not even the cows would eat it. So what would he do with it? He would take it, he would wash it. This is Mahaprasad of Jagannath. He would put it in the sun, dry it. Some say he put salt. I don't know if he did or not. And then he would take that. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu found out. He discovered what Raghunath Das was doing. And he was so eager and greedy to take that. What? You've been hiding this nectar from me. And he went to take it. That Mahaprasad. Raghunath Das Goswami's faith was such that he could take that. When most of us would become sick, maybe we would get dysentery because our mood is, we're rejecting it. So we're not qualified. Like our Gurudev warned us once, Jamuna River is flowing here, but at that time there were so many pollutions and toxins and everything being dumped into Jamuna. We understand from a transcendental spiritual perspective that she is completely pure and transcendental. And from the perspective of pure devotees, she is that. But because we do not have that qualification, we don't have that vision, our Gurudev warned us, don't bathe in Jamuna. You will become sick and die. He warned us. Remember that?
Yeah, but not forever, just that.
No, at that time, there was some toxic waste that was dumped or leaked into Jamuna at that time from Delhi or somewhere. So he warned us, be very careful. This is according to our qualification. We see someone like Srila Kishori Das Babaji Maharaj, completely unaware of all of these things. He was taking the mud from Ganga, mud from Yamuna, but completely absorbed 24 hours a day in remembering the sweet pastimes of Krishna. So the pure devotee is not affected by any mundane thing. Hiranyakashipu tried to kill Prahlad with enough poison to kill 10,000 full-grown men. But Prahlad's mood was of complete surrender to Krishna. So because he himself was surrendered to Krishna, then anything that came in contact with him automatically was surrendered to Krishna. So, when his father gave that food to him and said, you should eat this, within his heart, he was automatically offering everything to Krishna. And what does Krishna do when you offer something to him? Even he says it about us. Sarvadharma parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja aham tvang sarva papebhyo moksha. I will free you from all sinful reactions if you surrender to me. So Prahlad offered this, and it became pure, transcendental, Mahaprasad. And he took it, and it did not have any negative effect. What effect did it have on him? The effect of honoring and serving Krishna. It only increased his love for Krishna. Nothing could touch him. No one can actually touch the pure devotee of the Lord because they are, by their mind, by their heart, by their body, by their words and everything, fully surrendered and submitted at the lotus feet of Krishna. So there's nothing that can affect them. Shraddha Shabde Vishwas Gohe Sudrida Nishchoy Krishna Bhakti Koile Sarvakarma Kriptahoy. One who engages in bhakti, automatically, everything is automatically taken care of for them. There's nothing that they need to worry about. There's nothing they need to do. Krishna is their protector. Krishna is their maintainer. And even if something happens to the body, they don't think, oh, poor me. What did Haridas Thakur think? What did Ambarish Maharaj think when Durvasa Muni ripped that dreadlock from his hair and threw it at the ground and made that fire demon, Kacha? Ambarish Maharaj was like, Hari Bol, if this is my time to go, then it's my time to go. Marobi Rakhobi Jo Ichatohar Nitya Dasa Tua Prati Adhikar. Bhaktivedanta Thakur writes in the bhajan, Manasa Deho Geho, Oh my Lord, if you want, you can kill me. Marobi. Or if you want, you can protect me. Rakhobi. Jo Ichatohar. This is according to your desire. Whatever you want to do with me, that's up to you. I am your eternal servant. Nitya Dasa Prati. That is my nature. And your qualification and your nature is that you can do whatever you want with me. So the pure devotee is not concerned with the change of bodies. This is a very difficult thing to grasp. But in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says it. Dehinosmin yata dehe komaram yovanam jarat tata dehantara praptir dhiras tatra na muhyati. That person who is of sober mind is not disrupted or disturbed by these things. They understand Krishna's will in everything. That's why Mahaprabhu says in the last verse of Shikshashtakam, you can do whatever you like with me. You are always my prananath and there's no condition. So back to this prasadam, what Gop Kumar was talking about. He didn't appreciate that people were discriminating. I don't know, for those of you who were there in the early days of ISKCON, we were there. I'm going to reveal something interesting. The devotees had such faith in Mahaprasad that they decided that nothing should be thrown away, even after the Sunday feasts. So way back in the old days, when we were little, there was something merge. It was the remnants off of everyone's plates. They wouldn't throw anything away, they would take all of that and put it together. The next day they would heat it up and the devotees would honor it with faith. But Srila Prabhu, you're not at that level yet. You should avoid this. But the devotees had some faith like this. It may have been what we call Utsaha Mayi. Utsaha Mayi is a stage of bhakti. Mayi means false. And Utsaha means enthusiasm. So this later on became known as PDS, or Pure Devotee Syndrome, that I am there. And the test of it is am I still at that level or here?
Oh, is it on?
Oh, we're back!
Radhe, Radhe.
We're back!
Just make sure that your phone is on. Just
It is. It has been.
Okay.
Everyone's here, right? Can somebody say you're here? Oh, Achyuta Krishna Prabhu is asking, what is your opinion about exercising to keep the body functioning to perform bhakti? Okay, they're there.
What is my opinion?
Sorry. Continue.
Okay. What I've understood from our Gurudeva and Guru Parampara is that if we're actually following all of the tenets of bhakti as our Guru Parampara have given, then there's no need for separate activities. What's included within kirtan? Very, very intensive cardiovascular exercise. As an automatic effect. chanting and dancing. If you're dancing in kirtan, playing mridanga and jumping up and down at the same time, trust me, you will be and then afterward, what happens? Everyone goes into obeisance position. There's your yoga right there, stretching.
Gurudev used to go on morning walks and do stretches.
So Sudevi mentioned that our Gurudev used to go on morning walks and also stretch. So, in general, yes, if we follow the process of bhakti as given to us by our Guru Varga, there's no need for separate self-interest. Our Gurus have warned us, Anya Bhilashita Shunyam Jnana Karma Adi Anavritam. Jnana Karma Adi means Jnana, knowledge aimed at impersonal liberation. Karma means reward-seeking activities. And Adi means taking shelter of processes like astrology, numerology, palmology, gemology, and yoga aimed at attaining mystic perfections. Simple stretching is okay if it's necessary. What is necessary to keep body and soul together so that we can continue to move forward on the path of bhakti? Why? Because this human form of life is extremely rare. Labvat sudurlabam idam bahu sambhavante. And until this body can no longer be maintained, turnam yateta napatet anumrityu yavan, one should endeavor for perfection. Part of that endeavor is we shouldn't be foolish. We should do what is necessary to keep the body and soul together so that we can endeavor for perfection. Someone asked me a question today. They sent a question to me about, what was that particular question? Does someone have to come back here to this material world even after going to Brahmajyoti? And I was remembering the teachings of our Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Yenye ravindaksha vimuktamaninas. That due to lack of activity, that is not the eternal resting place of any soul because it is devoid of service to Krishna. In the nature of every soul is Jivera Surupavoy Krishna Nityadas. So from there they will have to come back to the human platform because only from the human platform, Manushyam Artadam, can one actually endeavor for perfection, the perfection of the soul. Only from the human platform, not from any other position. So we will see in the journey of Gopakumar that even after he attained to Aprakat Vaikuntha, Aprakat Ayodhya, Aprakat Dwarka, then he came back to Bhoma Vrindavan in a human form and continued doing bhajan. And from here, he was brought to his ultimate perfection in Aprakat Vrindavan to serve in his eternal serving mood, to serve Krishna. So even from that point he came back. What to speak of from Brahmajyoti? Why am I telling this? Because only from the human platform can we endeavor for perfection. So if we have this human form, we should consider it the most valuable asset that we have. Only from the human form can we endeavor for perfection. So let me make sure that this body is a suitable tool for that purpose. Let me not abuse it. Let me not mistreat it. This body is not my property. This body is Krishna's property. This body is Guru's property. It is the property of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. So let me treat it as their property. Let me take care of it. Bhaktivedanta Thakur also says in this bhajan, Manasa deho geho joki chumor arpilu tuva pade nanda kishor. He's talking about everything in relation to himself. That it is all your property. I see it as yours. And therefore with this mood in my mind and heart, I will serve you by maintaining that. This is Krishna consciousness. It's a shift in consciousness from being selfish and self-centered to doing everything in service to Krishna. So this body is not mine. This body belongs to Guru and Krishna. How will I treat the property of Guru and Krishna? Very carefully, with great care and attention. Right? Bando mui sabdhan mate. Right? Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Sadma. The only way to attain bhakti is to take shelter of the lotus feet of Guru. I will do this extremely carefully. Sabdhana mate. With this thing which is made of matter, but awards us the highest opportunity. So I will take care of it. But if it brings me, for example, one can do some yoga stretches to maintain. But if you keep following that process, it can pull you away, especially if you're following like Patanjali Yoga Sutras. What is the goal? Our Gurudev warned it can make us, the goal is power, is control. To actually develop mystic powers, mystic siddhis. And if one is going in that direction, it actually becomes diametrically opposed to the direction that one needs to be able to take shelter of Harinam day and night. Trinarapi sunechena, tarorapi sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. So what is necessary to keep body and soul together? Yes. But we shouldn't follow all of the other processes. We should follow the process of bhakti as given by our Gurudevs and our Guru Varga, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
I just wanted to add that also when we hear about our acharyas and our Goswamis, they were always doing parikrama, they were always going from place to place, they were going everywhere and offering their dandavat pranam to every tree, to every person. So exercise is like a new thing. Before people used to walk, they used to work, they had to work for their food in the fields. Nowadays we have to go to a place so we can run in place. So if we don't get caught up in the idea of making our bodies beautiful because, you know, it looks nice and I look good in this outfit or whatever, when it becomes something of a gluttony and something of a self-serving attitude, it's different. But we must do exercise, whether it's going for a walk, chanting in the park, whatever. Today we went on the roof and we're running around because it was cool and we were able to just get our hearts moving.
Because we've been locked down inside for a long time.
Yeah.
We haven't moved at all. We're not allowed to go on parikrama, we're not allowed to go to the temple. So we went on the roof and we were running and then the monkeys started chasing us. Anyhow.
I just wanted to add that they were always exercising.
What's going on?
I just want to see if there's questions.
Oh.
Go ahead.
So, here, did I answer those questions okay?
Uh-oh. It's not, no. Yeah, it's here. It's okay.
My technicians are making sure everything's going okay.
All right, it's fine. We're back. Ramananda said we're back.
Okay.
Well, let them ask you if they... Was that okay, Achyuta Prabhu? Keep going.
So Gopkumar's mood was, whenever the prasad was touched by a person from a lower caste, no one would eat it. Because they were judging the person, and then they would judge the prasad according to who had touched. Apparently he already had more faith in Mahaprasad than they did. So he saw those persons discriminating against Mahaprasad. It did not appease, or it wasn't pleasing to his heart to see that Mahaprasad was being judged like that. And then people would accept or reject it based on whether it was cooked or uncooked. So he saw that people were looking at Mahaprasad with material consciousness. Many years ago I had a question. If Mahaprasad is transcendental, then why can't we have Gulab Jamuns on Ekadashi? It was a serious question. It was a make it or break it question from a Guru Kuli to a sannyasi. And he didn't really answer it sufficiently for me. But later on, by the mercy of my Gurudev, I was able to have a little bit of understanding that I'm looking at that thing for my enjoyment. If I was actually transcendentally situated, then I would understand that this is actually completely transcendental and pure, and I would serve Mahaprasad instead of trying to enjoy Mahaprasad. So for me, it is going to have the negative effect of breaking Ekadashi because I'm looking at it in terms of my enjoyment, thereby giving it the status of grain from my own mental position, instead of looking at it as the pure form of the mercy of Krishna. So I'm materializing it in a sense, in the same way that we materialize Harinam by approaching Harinam with Kanaka, Kamani, and Pratishta desires. So it's not that Harinam is not pure, or the Prashadam is not pure, but what is my connection to it? I am not vibrating the pure name. Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj speaks about this quite in depth. Different kinds of chanting are there. Some is just syllables and vibration of air, but it's not really the real name. He said it's like a real gun which has potency, shooting that bullet, versus a gun with a blank. Blank means it has the gunpowder but no bullet. So it makes a loud sound, but there's no potency. Or the other example they give is of a woman going to the maternity ward in the hospital and breathing and making a lot of noise and screaming that she's having a baby, except she's not pregnant. So the noise is there, but there's no potency. There's nothing that will manifest because she's not pregnant. In the same way, there's different levels of taking shelter or chanting of Harinam. We have to start somewhere. It's not that we shouldn't chant, but we should not misconstrue that my chanting, if I'm still fully bound in the material world with material desires, is the same as the chanting of one Mahabhagavat Vaisnava. As our Gurudev would say, we know that Haridas Thakur chanted 3 lakhs of Harinam. How many rounds did Rupa Goswami chant? We don't know. He said because only one ha. And he would completely be absorbed in Leela, serving Radha and Krishna constantly. So, what is our chanting? Does that happen when we say Hare Krishna? Today someone mentioned to me that there was a competition from a bunch of devotees who could chant more faster. And it was like the minimum of 64, but people were racing to 80 rounds and 90 rounds and this and that. And one devotee was feeling sad in their heart. I cannot connect. I feel like I'm being forced to do this, that there's so much pressure on me, but I don't have any mood whatsoever. It's just a struggle to try to get this done, and everyone's judging me, and where's the bhakti in that? How can I develop bhakti? So bhakti is not about being forced and whipped to win a race and a competition. What's the result of that race and competition? The feeding of my ego, my pratishta. I want to be first, I want to be number one. This is not really bhakti. Bhakti means anyabhilashita shunyam, without any other desire other than anukulyena Krishna anushilanam, what is favorable for Krishna, what is exclusively for his happiness, his pleasure, and his benefit. So whatever we're doing in the process of bhakti, if we apply that verse, our Gurudev spoke it every single day, so that it would be implanted in us, that no matter what I'm doing, I can apply that verse. I should place that verse in the forefront of my mind and heart. Anyabhilashita shunyam jnana karma dhyanabritam anukulyena krishna anushilanam bhaktir uttama. If we place that, we plant it in the forefront of our mind and in our heart, then every activity that we do, anything that we will consider doing, we place that first and foremost, and then apply that, and then we can see, is this favorable for bhakti or not favorable for bhakti? So, Gop Kumar, he was feeling unhappy to see how people were disrespecting Krishna in the form of Mahaprasad. Just like there's something called Nam Aparad. In this case, you can say this is Prasad Aparad. It's also Krishna. And people are accepting and rejecting whimsically. I want the rasamalai, but I don't want the bitter melon. I have no taste for that aspect of Krishna. I want to enjoy this aspect of Krishna. When we were little, they used to tell us, I don't know if it's true, but they used to tell us in Gurukul that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada used to arrange, he used to ask, actually, this was true, he would ask, which devotee selected which.
Actually, Srila
Perhaps.
Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj
Yeah,
said
Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj told us this, explained that he would ask, who selected which devotee selected the sweets, which devotee selected the bitter, who chose what kind of Mahaprasad. So he wanted to know and see what different persons' proclivities and temperaments were. But also we used to hear when we were little that because he didn't want anyone to approach Mahaprasad with the mood of enjoying one aspect and rejecting another, that he arranged for it to be mixed together so that people wouldn't make that, I don't know if it's true, but they did say, Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj did say that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada would take his prasad so salty that it was difficult to take after him. But because it was his Mahaprasad, everyone would run for it and accept whatever they could get. So the prasad of the deity is spiritual, and there should be no such considerations. This is the mood that Gopakumar had, and our Gurudeva is telling. Therefore, he began to feel indifferent toward that place, because he saw that there was so much aparad going on toward Krishna. And we can also see that nowadays, how we like to enjoy instead of serving. So then, from some Vaisnava, Gopakumar continues, from some Vaishnavas I heard the glories of Sri Jagannath. Is there a question? They said in Nilachala, there are no such considerations about prasad. Even if the prasad has been touched by the mouth of a dog, it will still be taken.
Wow.
Could we do such a thing? That is some faith, isn't it? But you understand this is Mahaprasad and then you can take that? What a high level of understanding. Regardless of whether it is dry, stale, or rotten, as in the example I gave of Raghunath Das Goswami, it is still considered to be non-different from Bhagavan himself. At least at that time, this was the mood of the prasad this was the mood toward prasad in Jagannath Puri, Nilachal. So Gopakumar, understanding that they're fully respecting Mahaprasad as non-different from Krishna, went to that place. And upon seeing it, he was very pleased. After taking darshan of Jagannath for some time, I began to desire to serve him in the same manner as the king there. So remember yesterday we spoke about desiring to do this thing. Whenever Sudevi desired, she used to see Thakurji and she would desire to paint them. Oh, I just want... And then, sure enough, someone would come to the room, can you please paint my Thakurji? And she would be there painting them for hours and days. So we should be careful what we desire and what we wish. Here, he's now desiring that I want to reside there and serve here. I began to desire to serve him in the same manner as the king there. I thought that I would like to become the king myself, so that I could serve the deity with my own hands. Then what happened? The king died, and there was no qualified person to succeed him. Interesting, isn't it? His oldest son had left home to engage in bhajan, and the younger son didn't possess the necessary signs of a king.
Wow.
The people were in anxiety about who would inherit the throne, so they prayed to Jagannath. He revealed to them in a dream, the throne should be entrusted to whomever has the signs of a king on his hands and feet. Seems like there's a lot of faith in palmistry. The proper signs must be there, and they cannot be cut in any way. The proper signs must be there. The throne should be entrusted to whoever has the signs of a king on his hands and feet. Just so you know, it is in Kali Yuga, astrology is cursed to be imperfect. So as many astrologers that might come forward and try to read astrological signs, because of that curse, it's not 100% correct. And if in astrology even one thing is off, slightly, one little thing, the whole thing can be off. Just like a mathematical equation, right? You miss one part of it, you can continue the equation with 100 equations and then come up with your final answer. And even though everything looks perfect, because that one little part was off, the whole thing, the answer, and all the rest of the equations based on that one mistake will be off. So astrology is cursed in Kali Yuga. We do not depend on astrology. We depend upon Krishna. This is Shraddha, faith, that I depend on Krishna. He is my protector. He is my maintainer. This is part of the process of bhakti. So anukulyena Krishna anushilanam, jnana karma adi anavritam means also the path of astrology and all of that other stuff. But here we're talking about a very long time ago. This is historic. Gopkumar, he's saying the throne should be entrusted to whomever has the signs of a king on his hands and feet. The proper signs must be there and they cannot be cut in any way. Someone may have the proper signs, but they may be cut. If there's a break in the sign, then it's cut. He who has the unbroken signs of a flower, water pot, star, and conch shell should be made king. One thing for devotees, according to Hari Bhakti Vilas and other shastras, if one simply claps their hands in front of the deities during kirtan or just clapping their hands, it is said that all of their lines are changed. So even if it looks the same, everything is changed. So just by doing that, then one cannot really understand what's going on, because you have clapped your hands in front of the Lord and He takes charge of you. So then someone can read your hand, but they won't be able to read it properly because all of the lines are changed. The internal lines. Instead of being aligned with the material energy, now we are aligned with Krishna. That's the meaning of entering into Krishna's family, Krishna's samsara. So we're going to end here with this sentence because a new paragraph begins. He who has the unbroken signs of a flower, water pot, star, and conch shell should be made the king. And apparently, he became king, so he had all the necessary signs. So we will end here. If there are any questions based on what we spoke today, because it's quite an interesting and involved topic, Mahaprasad Tattva, the mood of consciousness, our consciousness versus real prasad, and how it affects us. All of these things are quite deep. And it goes the same with Harinam Tattva, Nam Apara. The same sound is there externally, but when it's vibrated by a pure devotee, it has one effect. When it's vibrated by maybe Nam Aparadhi, Kanishta Adhikari, then it will have another effect. And then there's another kind of Nam Aparadhi, like Mayavadi. It feels like a thunderbolt piercing the heart of Krishna. Krishna takes offense to it when a Mayavadi is chanting his names and speaking his glories. So, depending on the mood of the individual, Krishna's reciprocating. For the pure devotee, that pure devotee's love is awakened as they're chanting one holy name of the Lord. One Shuddhanam or even one Namapas is sufficient to dispel the world of millions of famines and millions of pandemics. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada said, this is no exaggeration. Shri Harinam Sankirtana ki jai. Shri Gopkumar ki jai. Shri Sanatan Goswamipada ki jai. Shri Gurudev ki jai. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Bhaktivedanta ki jai. Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari Bol.
Yes, if there are questions, I will post the next, advertisement to the program. And then if you want to ask the questions beforehand, you can, or during the class is fine. Thank you so much for joining us.
Simple. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare राधारमन सरकार की जय, श्री गिरिराज महाराज की जय, राधा गोविंद की जय, गौर भक्तवृंद की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। गोविंद दामोदर माधवे, गोविंद दामोदर माधवे, गोविंद दामोदर माधवे, गोविंद दामोदर माधवे। बोलो राधे राधे राधे, जय जय श्री राधे, राधे राधे राधे, जय जय श्री राधे, राधे राधे राधे, जय जय श्री राधे। श्री वृंदावन हरिलाल की जय, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे श्याम। So thank you very much for joining us this evening. We look forward to meeting with you tomorrow. Hare Krishna. Radhe Radhe.